Okay, when we talk about the parameters, basically there are a wide range of the types of the parameters. First, we need to understand all one by one. I'm just putting a note here so that to make it more clear. The first one is maybe you'd say it's built-in parameters. Let us just have a small discussion about what are the parameters. Built-in parameters are those which are basically built-in and you cannot edit. They are, they are set by the Autodesk by default in the project as well as in the family. And then we move to the next one, which is family parameters. Family parameters and then project parameters. So family parameters and project parameters, there's a difference between these two. Basically, both of them are parameters. They are meant for making the things parametric. But the difference is regarding the scope of the parameters. For example, for family parameters, it has a limited scope that the parameters can only be functional within the family. You can control the family geometry, family appearance, whatever you want to control within the family. And you can just load into the project and you can control those parameters by selecting those particular families. But since the family parameter has a scope limited to the families itself, so they are not appear in the schedules as well as in you cannot tag them, because for tagging we have a different family source file. So basically, we cannot tag the family parameters in the project and we cannot include them in the schedule. As far as the project parameters are concerned, as the name itself suggests, we create them in the project itself, and they have the scope across the project within one project. Okay, when we talk about the scope within the project, that means we can include them in the schedules as the schedules are there within the project only. But again, if we talk about tagging them, we cannot tag them because tags come from a different source file. And then again, the next one, which is the shared parameters. These are very considered to be the very powerful parameters because they can be included in the project, in the family, and they have the scope, a very wide scope. They can control, they can be tagged, they can be included in the schedules as well. So this is the difference between the family parameter, project parameters, and the shared parameters. This is something which makes these parameters different from the others. And last but not the least, there's one more thing is which we called global parameters. This is also something very useful in some cases. I will show one example, a few examples for that. Okay, we are aware about these built-in parameters. We need not to, we cannot actually edit them. Family parameters, we are aware. Project parameters, we are aware. Yeah, please. Some, sorry, I didn't get you. Please come again.
The Paresh is asking built-in parameters are the system parameters, right?
Yeah, system parameters, the same name. You can call them system parameters or the built-in parameters. The same thing. Anything else, Paresh?
No.
Okay. I'll just move to the family parameters. Just give a brief that what it is meant for, and then I'll move to the project parameters. I will just try to create some parameters in front of you, and then we will talk about the shared parameters in details. For example, I'm just creating a wall here. This wall is having some built-in parameters you can see in the instance as well as in type. We all understand what is the difference between the instance parameter and the type parameter because we are talking about the parameters. It is essential to understand. We all understand what is the difference between the instance and type parameters.
Yeah. Yes. Instance is only separate object, specified object. No?
Okay. So basically, if we see that these are the loadable families and these are the system families, we don't have the family file for this, and these are the loadable families. If I open one of these, for example, this is door, and we see in the door itself, we have some parameters panel width, panel height, and we also have some dimension parameters. There are so many parameters which are being created. If we select any one of them and just click on edit, we found that these are set to as the family parameters. They cannot appear in the schedules in the project, or neither they can be tagged, because as I already mentioned that it is not a scope. Okay, these are the family parameters, and the project parameters. What just giving you one example about the. Okay, one more thing. If we are in the family environment and we are looking for some parameters to control my geometry, the appearance, whatever, I'm just going to put, for example, I'm going to put one dimension, maybe from here to here. And this, I just want to have a parameter, maybe controlled by some other parameter or maybe directly. So what we will do, we just put this parameter, and here we have an option whether we want to make it a family parameter or the shared parameter. Okay, this is how we create the family parameters, or not just by selecting the dimension, we can directly go into this family types and we can create the new parameters from this button, whatever the category, whatever the data type and the group parameter, and we can name it either. Here also we can decide whether it is going to be a type parameter or an instance parameter, in addition to the selection of the parameter types. So this is how we create the family parameters. I'll just quickly run through the project parameter as well, that what is meant by the project parameters. For example, we are in the project environment only. From the manage tab, there is an option to create the project parameter. For project parameters, we just open, it's a different interface into 2025, otherwise in 2024 and the lower version, it is a different interface, but the things are same. We are now just asked to create new parameter, or we can edit any existing parameters. Also the parameter from service, and this is the for delete. Now I'm going to create a new parameter. New thing which appears in which makes these project parameters, creation of the project parameters different from the creation of the family parameter is this category dialog on the right side. Because in a family, we are dealing with a parameter which is related to that particular family, and all the families having their own categories. But in the project, we have different families from different categories, and we can assign the parameter, even a one single parameter can be assigned to multiple categories. This is the difference between the family parameter and the project parameter. For example, I'm going to create a parameter, project parameter for the scope. The name is a scope of work. For example, it's a very basic name I'm giving. The discipline, it is applicable for all the discipline. The data type I'm going to put as a text, and it will go under maybe any group parameter. I'm going to put it in the other. It will be other. I will show you that how it makes difference. We can change the group also, that where it should be, where this particular parameter should appear. And now I'm going to make it a type parameter. For the categories, I'm going to assign this particular parameter to be applied for walls in addition to the doors. Only two categories I'm going to apply this parameter. The parameter name is the scope of work, and it will fall under the other group parameters. I will say OK, and then OK. Whenever I will select any of the wall in the project, we will find that in the instance, in the type only, because I have created the type parameters, we will find a group. This is a group. This IFC parameter is a group. This identity data is a group. So at the bottom, I opted the other group. So it is mean for that. The scope of work is there, and I can put anywhere that this is maybe for contractor scope or something else. But this is actually applicable to all the walls, even if I create a new wall, or if I take copy the wall from the other project to this project. So it will be applicable for all the walls. Any wall in the project, we will find that this parameter is available for all the things. Okay, scope of work. Also, For the doors, we'll check because we have created this in the type category, type parameter. At the bottom, we will say there is already one parameter available there. Frame thickness is set to some dimensions, but we have created another parameter, scope of work. It is available there. Again, for example, I'm calling this the scope of work to the contractor. Okay. So any new door family, any door we create in this, we will find that particular parameter because we have created it as a project parameter. For example, now see a different thing that if we create a table, this is in a furniture category. So because we have assigned that parameter to only for door and walls, so it is not available there scope of work. If we want to include that also, we will just go to the manage tab, project parameters, and then we will edit this scope of work. We'll click on edit. And in the categories, we will include the furniture as well. This is the furniture, hide and check categories. Now it is applicable for doors, furnitures, and walls. So let it be like this. And now just I'm going to create, I'm going to select and check the edit properties. Scope of work is there. Okay. This is how we create the project parameters. If we try to check these parameters in the schedules, we can check in the schedules. For example, I'm going to create a schedule for walls. We see that, for example, I'm going to take family and type very first thing, and then next the scope of work. We can see that this is available scope of work in the schedules. So we can see here, I mentioned scope of work in one kind of wall, one type of wall. So it is only visible there, not for the other. If I mentioned there also, or we can have this by drop menu. Shamim, there is today, yesterday I told you that there is some disturbance in the mic from your side. Maybe what is the problem? Some sound is actually very irritable sound is coming.
Is there a feedback until now?
And it becomes very loud.
Yes.
I'm not able to understand.
Are you still hearing it now?
Can you please mute for a while and let me check? Yeah, it is not there now. Please unmute.
Yeah, strange. We don't have anything in the background, but I don't know what's going on.
No problem. Just check it
Don't
later
have it.
because at times it becomes very loud and it's very hard to understand that if somebody is telling there. But anyways, this is about the project parameters. As I told you that the scope of the project parameters is within the project, so we can include them in the schedules. But if we want to include them in the what do you call in the tagging, so let me just show you. If I'm just going to put a tag there, and this particular information, which is the scope of work, if we want to put it in the tag, so we need to just open this family. This is another family. This is not the project. So this is what the project, this is out of the project parameters scope. Still, if you will check this field, we are not finding that scope of work there. This can only be happen with the help of the shared parameters that they are having the wide range of the scope. So this is I will tell you in the next round. But before moving to the next round, I just want to make it clear that everyone is clear about these three categories of the parameters: built-in parameter, family parameter, and the project parameters. Any question regarding these three? I think you are on mute, so I'm not able to hear. You are telling something, but I'm not able to hear.
Yeah, we're good so far. You can proceed.
So far. All right, great. Okay.